Today, I'm going over some of the things that I wish somebody would have or could have told me when I first started playing Crusader Kings. There is no shortage of huge, expansive min-maxing videos on YouTube, but I am going over super quick just a handful of things that I really wish I knew going into Crusader Kings that could have saved me tons of time in the game. Starting out with maybe the element that players struggle with the most, other than succession, is making money. I'm just going to give you basically three ways that you can consistently make money, and that is Catholicism, raiding, and religion. Long story short, if you're of the Catholic faith, you have the ability to basically just print money by requesting money from the Pope. Now, basically, all you have to do is have at least 250 PD to spend, and your devotion level has to be around faithful. First things first, make sure that your bishop likes you, and then as soon as he has a positive opinion of you, go ahead and just start a sway scheme on the Pope, and within a handful of years, you should just be able to request money from him. This money is directly related to how much monthly income you make, so if you make a lot of monthly income, that number is going to be a lot higher. Now, if you're of a non-feudal government, or if you're from an unreformed faith, you're going to have the ability to raid, which is extremely powerful. You're not only going to get the little amount of money that you get from taking over holdings, but you're going to make much more money ransoming prisoners. Additionally, with raiding, you'll also get the option sometimes to boost the development of your capital, taking the development from the places that you're attacking. So it's basically a win-win. This does get capped out after a while, so make sure to take advantage of the development growth when you can. This last one is probably the most useful, but it's also the hardest to do. If you make your own Christian faith, there's a lot of different tenets you can choose from, but perhaps the most important one is going to be called communion. The reason this is so powerful is it allows your followers to seek indulgences, and in really basic terms, it basically just means you're going to be getting payments of $100 periodically throughout your gameplay, and you will get more payments the more followers you have. Now, you have to be the head of a faith for this to happen. But once you are the head of a faith, this is perhaps one of the most powerful things in the game, period, because you will basically be freed from thinking about money. Up next, men-at-arms regiments. You could spend an entire lifetime thinking about how to min-max your men-at-arms regiments, light cavalry compared to heavy cavalry, what's the damage in the screen. I'm going to give you the easiest possible answer here, and that is just stack armored footmen. You will win 99% of the time if you have multiple stacks of armored footmen. That cuts through all the BS of min-maxing. If you don't want to think about damage or screen or how things work in conjunction, just stack as many armored footmen as possible, and it is very hard to beat. The only time you're going to run into problems is when you're going to be fighting maybe horse archers, or if somebody has an insanely powerful military. But most of the time, if you stack a ton of armored footmen, you're going to win. The other thing that I wish people would have told me is about the secret unknown power of Catholicism, and this manifests in a number of ways. The big way is that you will see on the map, no matter what start date you go into, there's going to be a huge solid blob of Catholic states in the game. And no matter what you think, if you are a neighbor of one of these Catholic rulers and you're not Catholic, they're going to declare war on you every single time. It's going to be a holy war, and because it's a holy war, their neighbors are going to have a chance to join in too. So you're going to be facing 2 or 3 Catholic neighbors at the same time. So if you're neighboring a Catholic ruler, you either need to convert immediately or start arming yourself for defense, because you will get attacked eventually. One major advantage of Catholicism that not a lot of people talk about is that the religious tenets, they encourage people to be of a certain personality type. For example, humble, lazy, content, loyal. Now, these are not things that you want as the player character, but these are definitely things that you want for your vassals. And the more Catholic vassals you have, the higher the chances that they're these good traits: loyal, content, or lazy. And anybody who's played as their own warmongering faith knows that internal stability is a lot harder when everybody has the ability to attack each other, and when your vassals have really negative personality traits like sadistic or ambitious. So Catholicism might seem kind of basic, but especially in the late game when you have a very big empire, it's actually very powerful for keeping your realm together. And the last tip I really want to share with you, since this video is short, is that you will win. Whenever you're playing Crusader Kings, it can get very stressful, but here's the thing. On average, you are going to win if you give it enough time. That is the major element here. You're going to ebb and flow, and your empire is going to expand and contract. But as long as you continue to be the player character, you on average will outsmart the AI. Because a secret little truth about the AI is that they're really good at role playing to their detriment. They do all they can to minimize the amount of stress gain they get, so very rarely will they make decisions outside of what their personality entails. Whereas as the player character, you can basically make whatever decisions you want and just deal with the stress later. So a lot of the times, the AI is going to stay very, very in line with what their personality dictates. But the thing is, they're terrible at warfare, they're terrible at long-term strategy, and if you can project ideas into the future, you will beat the AI in the long run. But with those handful of tips, you should be very good on building out your realm, getting started, and really getting into the game. So get out there, have fun, and call some crusades. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.